welcome everyone to DDT Podcast, Doug and Danny Talk. We talk about WWE, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, determine which show is better, and all things wrestling. I'm Danny.
I'm Doug. Gotta say, we've been doing a pretty good job doing this every week.
Yeah, we're keeping it consistent.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so, what show was better this week?
I gotta say SmackDown, just because Raw had way too many tag team matches.
Yeah, no, I agree, because, what do you got here? You got Ascension, you got Sammy and Kevin, you got Titus Worldwide, Miz Taraj,
Ziggler and McIntyre, Strowman, and Lashley. It was so, and then the 10-woman tag team match was the main event.
Yeah. So, that's 5-6 tag matches.
Yeah. And then SmackDown, they had tag team matches, but it was much more balanced.
Yeah.
Because of the people that debuted on SmackDown versus the people that debuted on Raw, a lot of people on SmackDown are still waiting to debut, and I think they're waiting to show them, after Backlash. Or have a couple of them show up at Backlash and just beat the crap out of a bunch of people.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Or the Greatest Royal Rumble tomorrow night.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so let's get into Raw. I just got to get this out of the way because I think it's hilarious.
All right.
Okay, so Monday Night Raw started paying tribute to Bruno Sammartino. Yeah, and they gave the 10-bell salute, and then they gave the video package. So everybody's out there and they're wearing Bruno Sammartino t-shirts. But out in front, you had Vince McMahon. On his left was Roman Reigns, and on his right was Bobby Lashley. All I was thinking was, why isn't Braun Strowman in front? Why isn't Brock Lesnar out there? But then I remembered something. Vince loves Bobby Lashley.
Oh, yeah.
And so all I could think was, what if Bobby, before the cameras went on, and they're just waiting for the cues, what if Bobby was like, Vince, oh, what? What's wrong? What is it, Bobby? Listen, I know this is really important. I just wanted to get something across here. What's that? What is it? Well, with me being out front, and am I your favorite still? It's like, you know I love you, Bobby. And then, just Roman standing there sternly just staring forward, and just, a single tear is prepared to go down his face. He takes a look at Vince just disappointingly, and he's just like, Vince turns to him, and he's like, Bobby doesn't do anything. They love him. You do nothing and they hate you. And then that tear goes down.
He does something, but he hates them.
And then that final tear goes down. And meanwhile, Seth and Finn are just like, man, this is going to be so fun tonight. I know. I can't do a good Irish accent, but Seth Rollins is Seth Rollins. Heel Seth Rollins. That's the best impersonation.
Okay. All right, so like you said, we had the honoring of Bruno Sammartino to start the show.
I like that video package. It was cool.
It was actually pretty good.
Selling out Madison Square Garden 190 times.
Yeah.
In bad financial era, by the way.
No, he's definitely a loved wrestler. Especially with all, the Twitter feed that happened.
Oh, yeah. The amount of people responding. And Monday Night Raw is always that worldwide trending on Twitter with all the different stuff that they do. But with Bruno especially, you had guys like Bret Hart and Shane McMahon and Paul Heyman and any wrestlers that weren't on Raw also tweeting at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we got into the thing that should have happened last week. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman come out to basically brag about the fact they won at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Again, this was probably a much higher viewed showing than previous weeks or weeks that he's not on, just for him standing around there jumping around like a fucking idiot.
I understand they want to keep Brock as a surprise, but he should have been out there with them during the 10-bell salute. Same with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
But
because he's Brock Lesnar, he doesn't do that.
Yeah, he's got to make that money. He makes about $500,000 an appearance now. Not like an appearance, but per match, and then he makes money for his likeness and merchandise deal. So any posters or images online, he makes money off of that too. It's the same thing for his UFC deal. So his new WWE contract allows him to be paid by appearance. So at Grace Royal Rumble, that's when he gets paid, and then his next match, and then after that he can go back and fight. It's basically once you're done here with whatever you're doing, you can go back to the octagon and fight. But once you're done there and we need you, come back.
That's a pretty sweet contract.
It is. It's something that he should have had when he first got in, because then he could have been going back and forth.
Yeah,
he could have
fought at 200 if.
Well, he did. Well, he could have fought after 200, but he got suspended because he loves steroids.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and then he tried to murder Randy Orton. But then, okay, so the promo itself, Paul Heyman usually does good jobs at promos, but this promo was pretty lackluster. This feud just needs to end. It needs to go away, and we need to move on.
Like, he just needs the title off Brock Lesnar. The only problem is we know it's going to end up on Roman right away.
Yeah.
If it's not Braun Strowman winning it, it's going to be Roman.
Yeah.
Or Braun Strowman wins it and Roman takes it from him.
Or just Bobby Lashley. Because that was the rumor. This is going to be Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar.
I heard that actually might be scrapped.
It could be, for the simple reason that they want to put it on a younger guy. Bobby's 40, so put it on someone like Strowman or Roman.
Yeah, but he's
makes
got the
sense.
power of a 20-year-old.
Yeah, it's true. He is very athletic. But so the Brock Lesnar promo was interrupted by a Roman Reigns, but he's so just no fire. He's
done firing up. He's just gonna go to the Greatest Royal Rumble and just do it.
But like, you should have punched him in the face. Give us something.
He's done with that.
Like, the last 3 weeks have been the weirdest promos out of Roman Reigns. Like Baron Corbin cuts better promos in 1 week than Roman has in 3. And it's just, dude, we get you lost, but you've lost before. Like, this isn't something, like, you lose.
Exactly.
So just get up. Like, this is the story between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is a good story, but it's told with the wrong people. Yeah. If it was between Seth and Finn or AJ and Nakamura, basically anybody but those two. But at this point, there's nothing left to do with a face Roman Reigns. It is time. After the Greatest Royal Rumble, if he wins or loses, heel Roman.
Ever since he was WWE champion, he has gone by he's not a face or a heel. He's just Roman.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's the guy.
I wouldn't even call him the guy.
He's not the guy. He's not the face that runs the place. That's AJ Styles. He's not the face of Monday Night Raw. That's Seth Rollins. His shirt is literally Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah.
And then you got The Miz. He claims to be the biggest star in the WWE. Or you got Finn Balor, champion of the people. Like, there's so many other guys that are just better than him. Like,
exactly.
He
can't be the guy. He's just Roman.
Yeah, and it doesn't help when he comes out in his stupid ponytail.
I just want to chop that thing off.
I know. Like, I kind of prefer that over his hair that's always wet.
Well, it is wet. It's just in a pony.
No, I mean, like, when it's not up, when it's down, and it's just wet hair, and it's always wet. Interview segments, after the matches, before the matches, backstage segments, it's always wet.
Probably
he's going to get a head cold.
He probably always does that because he hates how it looks dry.
That's true. But yeah, he comes out after Paul Heyman says, listen, Brock Lesnar's going to shred you to pieces. He comes out and says, I don't know how I'm going to get back to Saudi Arabia, but I'm coming back with the Universal title. And then that's it.
Yeah, he just walks away.
Brock's just standing there all disheveled. Like,
Brock's like,
that's it.
Big words.
big man. But yeah, it took about 30 minutes just to get to a wrestling match.
Yeah, that's from their normal time of 10 to 15. It's ridiculous. And then having the first match, Elias versus Bobby Roode.
I like how he interrupted his performance.
Before he even got the strum in.
Yeah, speeds things up.
Yeah, because like the whole gimmick of like him playing guitar and singing a song about whatever city they're in, it just takes away and you don't care.
I kind of care. It's kind of funny.
Depends on the city.
Well, yeah, he has to demoralize every city he's in.
Yeah.
He has to remind them, hey, listen, I know you guys like me, but I need you to hate me right now, so I'm going to belittle everything about you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, this match started and then immediately went to a commercial. And I was just like, when the hell are we going to get some wrestling here?
No, that's just the thing. Like, Raw takes up at least 45 minutes of their 3 hours with promos and commercials.
Yeah.
Or backstage
segments
and scenes. And it's just stupid.
Yeah.
But with that match, I didn't find it a very active match. Like,
no.
Elias was just always doing a grapple.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of rest holds.
Rest holds or nerve pinches. It it doesn't give interest in a match when that's all you do.
It kind of sucks for Bobby Roode because he's lost clean 2 weeks in a row. And
what are you going to do?
I mean, doesn't like compared to Jinder's lost 2 weeks in a row, but he's being presented in a different light than Bobby Roode is, and it's kind of...
They're not really pushing Bobby Roode into a match coming up soon. They're kind of just giving him airtime.
Yeah.
Because they don't have a story for him for Raw.
Mm-hmm.
With SmackDown, he had a great gimmick.
Well, he had a good run once he got the U.S. title, but before then it was kind of like, we're going to wait. We're going to see what happens kind of thing.
True.
But yeah, Elias goes over, what do you do? He smashed his arm against the ring or the ring post, and then he just rolls him in and pins him, right?
Something like that, yeah. You know, it just wasn't very active and interesting to watch.
Yeah.
After that, we had first tag team match of the night, the Ascension versus Hardy and Wyatt.
So before that match happened, they had a backstage segment with Matt Hardy doing his thing, and then all of a sudden, like, the Woken universe shakes up as Bray Wyatt enters the frame, says his piece, and then they both do that weird laughing, and then they stop laughing and stare at the camera, and then the weird Bray Wyatt effect.
But again, another time-consuming segment backstage.
Yeah.
And then I guess they're going to have to with all the ring work that they got to set up for the next match.
Well, especially if they have Elias's chairs and his mic and like all that stuff, it'll clear all the debris out of the way.
Exactly. But like they're with the start of a show, like the first match, they were wrestling on probably 7 layers of mat.
Yeah. But so one of the ongoing things for the show is for the tag team matches, because there was abundance of them. I felt like the music for the tag teams isn't working.
Just combining both their entrances.
So, yeah, it starts off with Matt Hardy, then it goes into Bray Wyatt, and then it goes into Matt Hardy's. It should be flipped. It should be starts off Bray, and then you enter the hypeness of the Woken stuff.
Yeah, I think his entrance should just start with "I will delete you."
Yeah.
Like, start with Bray, go a little into the ring, and then just completely go, "I will delete you."
Yeah. But
like,
then
don't do the whole, like, glass shattering, woken up on the text.
But then the match itself was all Bray and Matt. Ascension got buried. It was just...
Again, like you said, Ascension dominates in NXT.
Yeah, once they got up to main roster, they were not treated well, and that was 3 years ago, maybe more.
Yeah, like they've just never gotten airtime.
Well, like the highest they ever came was, remember before WrestleMania 33, how there was that tag team turmoil match at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, the one where Bray Wyatt became WWE champion.
Right.
So there was a tag team turmoil match, and the big thing was between the Usos and American Alpha. So American Alpha beats the Usos, and the Usos beat them up after getting pinned. Meanwhile, Ascension's the last team. So American Alpha took the finishers of the Usos, and then Ascension just comes running out. Everyone's just like, are they seriously putting the belts in the Ascension right now? Everyone's losing their minds. And then they kick out, and then it becomes a regular tag team match, and it just feels like that wasted opportunity right there. You guys could have had something. Tag belts weren't even at WrestleMania that year. Why not have a story going around WrestleMania into the next pay-per-view?
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely don't get the airtime they presumably deserve.
Yeah.
Like, they need to look back on how well they did in NXT. Give them a gimmick that works, because this whole gothic thing...
The gimmick they had before was a little bit more Mad Max Road Warrior attire, but when they got onto the main roster, they looked at them and they're like, okay, Demolition meets Legion of Doom. Okay, that kind of pigeonholes them into that gothic thing, like you were saying. Like, their face paint's cool, it's just they don't need it.
No, they don't. Like, the whole outfit, really, it's just... It's a little much.
Yeah.
Like, it's just unneeded attire that you're not even, like, selling to the universe.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand.
But now they're just a comedy act, and then they get buried. Which, what they did tonight, that weird wheelbarrow twist of fate thing.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No. But yeah, that was their this is also the go home going into the Greatest Royal Rumble, where Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt will face The-Bar for the vacant tag team titles and will most likely win.
Well, yeah.
Like, they can't have SmackDown superstars with Raw titles. As much as I would love Samoa Joe as Universal Champion, it's not happening.
Once he's done talking crap about Roman, he'll go against AJ and become WWE Champion.
I think Nakamura and him are going to have a little bit of a longer feud.
Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, once that feud's done, it's probably going to go to Samoa Joe.
I think they got to slow burn that, because I want that to happen at, like, SummerSlam or Survivor Series or WrestleMania. Because that's your WrestleMania match right there, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles. Otherwise, like, there's not really much else you could do for SmackDown for WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, it just happened. They have 12 months to prepare for it.
Yeah. But Vince, he could always change his mind. Just be like, if they're pushing Miz so hard after the Rumble, but all of a sudden they're like, put Samoa Joe in there. Why? But yeah, what happened after this?
We had Kevin and Sammy do the Kevin and Sammy show.
Yeah, so basically, instead of the highlight reel with Chris Jericho, it's now...
instead of Miz TV on
Or
Raw.
Miz TV, yeah. The talking heel segment is the Kevin Sammy's show. They come out, and they have pictures of them destroying Shane McMahon, and they go to the desk.
Before they even got to the ring, they have Sammy strutting down the ramp like he's owning the show.
This was the other thing I noticed. So when they come out to do that segment, they're playing Sami Zayn's music. But when they go out to wrestle later that night, they go with Kevin Owens' music.
I noticed that too.
Make up your mind.
That's the thing with tag teams. Like, either create something new that you both can use, or just agree to use one person's entrance.
Yeah.
Like, don't combine it and make a crappy theme music to it.
So back in 2005, when Edge and Randy Orton were rated RKO, they meshed their music really, really well.
Yeah, that went back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, it used different. So, like, instead of just playing their music at the same time and being like, okay, I want this part, and this part, they kind of took from near the end of Randy Orton's music and combined it with the beginning of Edge's music.
Yeah.
And then they kind of reversed it too. So it just it blended a lot better versus, okay, we're just gonna put your here, and so it's gonna sound like this. It's gonna get cut off, and then you're gonna do your arm thing, and then his music's gonna start.
Yeah, it's...
But yeah, so Sammy and Kevin and Sammy's show, and their first ever guest, Raw GM Kurt Angle.
And they're just ripping on him the entire... They give him a lawn chair to sit in.
Oh, I should get you a chair. Brings out a lawn chair. Just like, that's great.
Yeah.
And they ripped him apart for what seemed like 6 minutes.
Favorite part of that is when Sammy thought it was, what do you got, like 5 kids? No, it's 6.
And he brings out the glasses again, looks at his legal pad.
You forgot
5.
Jason Jordan.
Oh, but wait. Kurt also forgot about him for a couple of years. I was like, God damn.
You're just savage with him right now.
Kurt's just sitting there taking it. He's just like,
well, what's he going to do?
Well, he could easily destroy both of them.
I mean, yes.
He's just like, you guys know I'm not Daniel Bryan, right? I can wrestle. I don't have a messed up neck. I do have a messed up neck, but I could kill both of you.
Olympic champion.
He founded Suplex City.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, take that. And then
but after all that, he punishes them.
For being dicks.
For being dicks. Having him fight Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman. Like, the biggest powerhouses they have right now.
That's the ultimate punishment. It's like, you guys really hurt my feelings. Bobby, help me. Braun, you can come too.
Braun!
So, their entrance could work if they melded the music with, like, starts off with Bobby Lashley's old music, and you know, like, how he does, like, the pose with the cross arms, and then he points, and Braun comes from behind and just goes, Braun!
Yeah, that could definitely work.
Yeah. Imagery.
So, actually looking back... Okay, never mind. You do have... Yeah, we see 2 back-to-back tag team matches.
Mm.
Yeah, after the interview, we had Titus Worldwide versus Ziggler and McIntyre.
Same example I was talking about earlier. So McIntyre comes out first. His music is awesome.
Oh, I loved it.
It's so cool. He has such a cool ring attire. He just looks mean. He's just like a bastard. He just comes out, just at NXT TakeOver.
His entrance reminds me somewhat combining Baron Corbin and Sheamus's old entrance before it got mixed in with Cesaro.
Oh, okay.
Like his second one.
Yeah.
Like combine that and Baron Corbin.
His current or old one?
His current.
Okay. Well, like when he had an NXT TakeOver match, they go really hard for the music at NXT TakeOver shows. So they actually had guys in kilts belting drums and playing the fiddles and stuff. Like it was a whole band, and everyone was into it because they're like, "Oh my god, this is so
live
cool!"
Performance.
And then it gets ruined by the taking off the music of the record, and then here comes Dolph Ziggler. To me, it should start with Dolph Ziggler's music, then the record pull, then Drew McIntyre's music, and then they can both walk out to epic music.
Okay, but they're probably not forming a whole tag team.
But it's an alliance, that's the thing. That's how he debuted.
It's an alliance, yes, but they're not a tag team, so they don't need to mix their entrances together. That's like saying Sasha Banks and Bayley need to form an entrance together when they were both faces and loved each other.
Still, though, if they want to do it right, pick the music that's better to have the more airtime.
Yeah. Especially
since Dolph Ziggler didn't get repacked at all, and he still has the record being pulled, and it's just like... But yeah, Titus Worldwide got fed to them, and they destroyed them. I love their moveset.
Dominant.
Just, he gets him up, a little like Apollo Crews throws Dolph into the ropes.
I think they got like one move in.
Yeah, and then so then he reverses it, ducks under Dolph, and then goes to the ropes, and Drew does this weird motion and kicks him in the back.
Yeah.
Tag in. He gets him into almost a reverse Alabama slam. Dolph super kicks Creed in the head and then flips him so he goes stomach first onto the mat. It's like, God damn, dude. He just got his last name back. which is canon. They have announced to use Apollo Creed. Cruz, right? Yeah. And then Titus didn't even get in the match, did he?
I think he started it.
Okay, and then they tagged in.
And like again, he just got
zigzag, Celtic kicker. No, the Claymore. That's his.
Claymore. That's what.
Claymore.
It is deadly.
Yeah.
Like that is a deadly move.
And then after the match,
on the jumbo screen.
Yeah, on the jumbo screen, but they're in the ring. Interview correspondent comes in and basically asks them, "Okay, why are you guys together?" Dolph says, "Like, why aren't we together? Look at this guy. He's a brick shithouse. Why wouldn't I want him as my partner?" She goes to put the mic to Drew McIntyre's face. He just gently takes it away and just shoo, pretty bird, shoo, and rips apart the roster. Says they have no drive. I went away, I came back, I come back to a locker room that is no fire, no drive, just here to claim a paycheck.
And that's when I commented to myself, hey, guess what, Drew? You used to be that.
Kind of, but he was the chosen one. He was in the job squad.
Doesn't matter, he couldn't wrestle back then.
Yeah, but god damn, he can wrestle now.
Oh my god.
When he went away, he went to Impact Wrestling, he went over to England for WCPW, now they're Defiant, and went over ICW as well, and just elevated brands. That's what he said when he came to NXT was, I just spent the last couple of years elevating brands and elevating myself. Now I'm here in NXT, I'm here to elevate this brand. Now he's at the point where he is main roster ready, and like Dolph said...
He's world champion ready now.
Oh god, if he debuted single, like, if he won the Greatest Royal Rumble... and just said the next night on Raw.
I would definitely be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like, rather than just have like a trophy, give them an opportunity for a title shot.
It should be just like what the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal should have been. A title match of their choosing.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, you just get the trophy.
You get a trophy, yeah.
You get bragging rights. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't lead to anything.
Then Dolph says, we're no longer just part of the show, we are the show.
Okay, way to take the bar's slogan.
Pretty much, yeah.
Except there's no cool... the bar, we are the bar.
Yeah.
Anywho, we had Chad Gable talking to Kurt on the jumbo screen.
He should have been his illegitimate son, because he looks just like him.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's short just like him, too.
Shorter.
Yes.
But then, like, he's saying that he's asking about Jason.
Yeah, well, he used to be partners, so he is a little bit concerned.
Exactly. And he's like, I didn't bring you up here for tag team competition, I brought you for singles.
Yeah.
And then walks in Jinder.
Glorious Jinder Mahal.
This is what I didn't like about that. He starts joking around about the death of Vern Troyer. You don't do that.
He'll say that.
Exactly.
But he started off with a great joke. He's like, oh my god, look at little Nicholas. You've been hitting the gym. You look
that
great.
Was funny.
And I was like, God, bravo, heel Jinder. Bravo.
Bravo. And then he had to ruin it by like, no, it couldn't have been Mini-Me. He just died.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And then Chad Gable took exception to that because he grew up with the Austin Powers movies. And then...
Who did it?
And Kurt's like, guys, sell this stuff in the ring, okay? None of this crap back here.
Yeah, Jinder doesn't seem to get that. He wants to do it back there. He doesn't want a live match. He just wants to beat him up backstage.
Well, nothing wrong with that. It's a heel.
Well, everything's wrong with that. You don't get paid just to be on the screen.
I mean, technically Randy does.
Well, Randy's a veteran.
Remember when Jeff Hardy interrupted him? And he's just kind of standing there like, do you guys want me to do something? No? Okay, I'm going to go back to my tour bus now and just go to the next town. But yeah, then we got Chad Gable versus Jinder Mahal. Started off like Jinder jumps Gable from behind off the ring steps onto the floor and just this thud. I was like, God damn, he sold that perfectly.
Yeah.
Jinder wrestles a slower style, a little bit like targeting. But when he's forced to work with somebody who's a lot faster, it forces him to go faster, and then the match itself isn't as boring. It's actually a little bit more exciting.
See, with Chad Gable, he never really had singles competition after American Alpha split up.
When he was with Shelton Benjamin, sometimes we would have singles matches, and then the other one would be on ringside.
Well, yeah, but like I just found the match to be like he needs practice in singles before he can go up to the main roster.
He's still a good wrestler. Like, collegiate-wise, he is a good wrestler. But he needs to understand, he does need more practice in singles competition storytelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the ending of that match, with Chad Gable winning,
Mm-hmm.
The camera angle that they were on actually showed Jinder's shoulder up at the 2 count.
So when he pushed him into the ropes, and he's trying to do the rolling German suplex into the pin arch. They should have done it, but then had Sunil up on the ropes distracting the ref. Gable gets all pissed off, goes over to distract him. The referee's still distracted. Jinder low blows him, starts putting him in the Colossus, and then he does the ring post maneuver, similar to what happened at WrestleMania 8 with Roddy Piper and Bret Hart. Piper had him in the sleeper hold. He did that a little bit more slicker. It kind of looked like it was a little bit more rushed when Gable did it. But yeah, then he pins him 1, 2, 3. Biggest win of Chad Gable's career.
So far,
yeah. Beats a former WWE champion. And poor Jinder loses 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. But they're selling him like crazy though. Like they're actually building him up because he was a former WWE champion. So let's present him as such. Even though he loses, goddamn Jinder.
75% of the time.
75% of the time. Also, Booker T was on commentary. Coach was gone for the night.
I heard that Booker's staying quite a while.
No, this was a one-time thing. The coach is off doing something. But, oh my god. They're really feeding off the fact that Booker and Corey, their characters, hate each other.
I love it.
It's getting to the point where it's like, slow your roll, Corey.
Yeah, he needs to back off when Booker's on there.
Here's the issue I have with it. Corey Graves is what Daniel Bryan used to be, as far as he can't wrestle anymore. He can't take bumps anymore. Corey Graves had concussion issues just like Daniel Bryan did, but at a much faster pace.
Yeah.
Like, he had 5 concussions in a year, and he was just like, I don't see any problem with this. WWE found a problem with it, and now he can't wrestle.
How do you not see a problem with that?
Well, he was always a wrestler. Wrestler's just like, oh, I got hurt. All right, just sit around.
But 5 concussions in 1 year?
Yeah.
Like, that's
a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that can seriously damage your brain.
But then also, like, Booker can't hit him. Like, it's the same problem with Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan. A dude with concussion and neck issues versus a guy who just punches people in the head. It doesn't, like, there's never going to be a payoff.
What do you mean by that?
Like, okay, let's say, like, you remember when it was Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole having their feud? And it led to the really horrible match at WrestleMania that was 30 minutes.
Right.
We're never going to get that kind of payoff if they keep presenting this commentary rivalry or just, like, they just don't like each other kind of thing. Like, there's never going to be a shoving contest and all of a sudden Booker T super kicks him in the head. And Spinny Rooney's on the entrance ramp and everybody going excited because he fucked up Corey Graves.
Spinny Rooney right on the table.
Yeah.
Just add insult to injury.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got... we're back on the Jumbotron again with Miz Taraj walking in on Seth Rollins in his locker room.
No longer have a meal ticket in the Miz. They're looking to up the ante by joining Monday Night Rollins and reforming the Shield, and they show off the Monday Night Rollins t-shirts, put out the fists.
Yeah, I was just like, do not. You will never be the Shield.
Yeah. They could be better than the Shield.
No, they can't.
They could have a Dean Ambrose that doesn't get injured. Or a Roman
Axel.
Or a Roman Reigns that's liked.
Curtis Axel, dude.
Oh, Bo Dallas. Oh, and then later that night we would see the same thing.
Same thing with Finn Balor.
Finn Balor wanted to be part of the club, and they put up Too Sweet, and Finn's just like, That's going to be a hard pass.
That's a hard no.
Goes off the camera view, comes back in just to lower their hands.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't deserve that.
none of this.
You don't have the right to that symbol. I love that.
Yeah. I think that's what Axel and Dallas are going to be. It's just they're trying to find their new meal
lost
ticket.
dogs.
Yeah.
Lost dogs in a giant city.
Have you seen my dad? Nobody knows who your dad is.
That got a little dark, Danny.
Yeah. This is why I drink.
Alrighty then. That's why we all drink. So after the Miztourage did it with Seth Rollins, we had another tag team match where it was Sami and Kevin versus Bobby Lashley and Strowman.
There were a lot of get these hands chants, a lot of Braun chants, a lot of welcome back chants for Bobby.
Yeah, the match in general, I am honestly speechless with it. Like, they just destroyed them.
Well, like, only problem I had is Sami Zayn, as good as a wrestler as he is, shouldn't be strong-arming Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley's arm is the size of Zayn's torso. So when you try and twist his arm, Bobby can just look at you and be like, what are you trying to do here, bud? And just grab his wrist, his headband, put it around Zayn's neck, hold him there, and just punch him in the face over and over again. With the arm that's twisted.
He did have the his suplex.
Yeah, the delayed vertical suplex, yeah.
He held him up there for a long time.
I'm noticing with that is same thing with Elias. When he did it, he kind of lost control a little bit. Because the guy moved. Like, Zayn moved his arm too soon, and that threw off Bobby, so he put him down.
Yeah. Like, he's holding him up there, and, like, they're supporting themselves half the time by having that arm or the hand on the torso or the thigh or hip or any part of his body. But yeah, if they like try and lean at all, the thing's done.
Yeah. And then it got into Braun got into the match and killed Kevin Owens on the outside and Zayn.
Well, Zayn's used to it.
Yeah, Zayn's used to it. But he drop kicked Kevin Owens, which I haven't seen him do before. I've seen him do the
After
Shawn...
getting, like, how many drop kicks into the turnbuckle.
Yeah. I've seen him do the Shawn Michaels flip-up thing. He was in a wrist lock, and, like, he was extending his arm back, but then he just swooped up, and then the guy...
Braun Strowman?
Yeah. He did it on Raw, and I was like, okay.
What just happened?
Yeah. It's like, he is getting... He's over like hell, but like he just keeps improving his ring work to the point of like he's the best big man you guys have.
Oh yeah.
Put a belt on him.
Like him and Samoa Joe, like for the size of them, they are really athletic.
On the different ends of the spectrum, like Joe's a bigger guy. Like he's a real Samoan guy, being thicker, but holy hell is he fast.
Exactly.
The stuff he did in TNA was ridiculous.
Even Rusev for his size.
Yeah. John Cena said it best. He's a 300-pounder that's as strong as a 400-pounder, but as fast as a 200-pounder.
Yeah, like, I don't know how they are finding these guys that have the ability and athleticism for their size.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
Bobby Lashley, Braun, they win.
Brutal beating.
Yeah, I really, really don't understand why they just didn't have them win the tag titles. Because they're just it works.
Oh, it definitely works.
But we're not allowed to have nice things.
No, you get coal for Christmas.
God damn it.
So anyway, we have Baron Corbin versus No Way Jose, which is what we thought.
Yeah.
Corbin comes out and just says,
Hey, man.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, you got a whole group with you. Man, they could attack me. Like 10 of them.
Once you get rid of your
Entourage.
or New Age rosebuds.
Oh, Booker T ripped him apart. He's like, who the hell is this guy? What happened to Adam Rose?
Yeah.
This is the same thing.
Exactly. It literally is the same thing.
Yeah, except there's no party bus.
There's no party bus. There's no bunny.
No bunny. I'm like, oh, God.
So he bails on the match, and No Way Jose's like, oh, okay, well,
Let's keep the party growing, man.
keep going. Conga line, go! So he gets everyone out. He goes and Yeah, all of his entourage is backstage.
Yeah.
He turns around to wave goodbye to the crowd.
Out comes Baron Corbin from behind.
And attacks him.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I called right away.
It was too predictable, but at the same time, I got the payoff.
True.
It was good.
It was good.
Because No Way Jose, I don't like the whole partier gimmick like Adam Rose.
Yeah,
because the whole show is in your entrance, and then once the entrance is over, it's all flash, no sizzle.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So they clean up the ring from that, and then we have Finn Balor and Seth versus Miz Taraj.
It shouldn't be a competitive match.
No, like those two are.
They're cronies.
Yeah.
It should just be, okay, you two stand there. We're going to get a running start. Double sling blade, double stomp, double coup de grace, double pin. That's it. Then
Seth and Finn should have just destroyed this match.
Yeah.
Like, the Miz Taraj is a joke.
Yeah.
Like, they have they have talent, but, like, with their gimmick, they can't do anything.
They've only been built as they are the Miz Taraj. They are the supporting cast to the main star.
They're the distraction.
Yeah, they are the Singh brothers, but much better and bigger.
And actually wrestled.
Yeah.
But, like, again, that match I didn't find very good until Seth got in the match.
Yeah, then it got, like,
That's when,
energy level got...
Exactly. Like, that's when the crowd really thought, oh, good, now we got some action.
Yeah. Well, it helps because he does that
the
springboard clothesline that he does.
Yeah. Like, the second that he's in, he's booking it right to his opponent.
Well, he does more fan-oriented, like, movements and stuff. Like, Finn does it in his entrance, but when he's wrestling, he doesn't do that. Versus Seth, who's over with the crowd no matter what, doing the stomp, saying like, come on, baby! And then, like, doing the sling blades, getting ready for the stomp, getting ready for the knee.
Yeah. Well, like, especially when he gets in the ring, like, he is pumping the crowd up with his running clotheslines and power slams, doing the suicide dive.
Yeah, exactly.
All within, like, 2 minutes of him being in the match.
Yeah.
And that's when he's like, okay, now I need to slow it down a bit. Actually do some grappling. Exactly. Like, you're going corner to corner in this ring and then doing a suicide dive.
Yeah.
It's going to take a toll on you. So Seth and Finn win that match.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Cleanup crew comes out, and we got final match of the night, 10 women tag match.
Yeah, I was kind of out of it by the time this match happened. But when the Riot Squad had their backstage segment, and they're basically saying, like, we're hunters, you guys are prey. When we enter the room, everybody's flinching at shadows.
True.
So, like, they're definitely doing good promo work and, like, really getting across the idea, like, we're not Absolution. We're actually a threat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. One thing that really caught my eye was Nia Jax diving off the apron.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what just happened?
There was a spot in the Indies, in AAA Mexico wrestling, a chick Nia's size, maybe a little bit bigger, did a diving drop kick, and when she landed, her left knee contorted.
Ooh.
And instead of bending like the way a knee does, it went the opposite way, kind of like Seth Rollins' injury that took him off.
From Samoa Joe?
No. The one before that, when he was WWE champion.
Oh, when he tried flipping over the turnbuckle.
Yeah, and he landed wrong.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was like that.
It's such a nasty injury.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, so the whole thing with that match was Natalya was a legal person, and then Sarah Logan took out the leg, and she was injured, and that caused the whole match
to
explode.
That.
That's why I don't really like Natalya. She oversells.
I mean, it could be like.
That's the thing. Like, it could be.
You never know during a match. Like, it could actually get them hurt.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not expecting it to that extent.
Yeah, she could have gone too hard.
Exactly.
Or if she goes too light, then you do have to sell.
Yeah, exactly. You have Mickie James come out and attack her furtherward.
Yeah.
By stomping on the injured leg, only to have Ronda Rousey come out and save her.
Yep.
Again.
Yep.
So Mickie kind of backs off.
Mm.
The second that Ronda's back is turned,
he gets a drop kick from Mickie James. And this is where Mickie James done fucked up.
Yeah, Ronda had that, like, you're gonna die look.
You know that soundtrack from Kill Bill was...
Yeah,
and they were staring at like, and then like the one scene I use the most is like the person standing still, but the background's moving forward behind them. Like,
yeah.
And that's what happened to Mickie James. She got put in an armbar, and that she got the disqualification victory technically.
Mickie James did, yeah.
Yes.
Because Ronda put Mickie in the armbar.
Yeah.
Which they're tapping out before she even has it fully in.
Well, they don't want her arm broken. They don't want to be a Stephanie McMahon and have two broken arms in one arm.
Like, I looked into this armbar because, like, from what they're showing, like, she's not even doing anything. And then, like, she's bending their wrist back.
She's basically doing a armbar, but it ends like a Kimura.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, it went in slow-mo during a replay where she's literally tucking the wrist underneath their body, basically.
Yeah.
And she's, like, moving the rest of the arm up to add force. So, literally, yeah, that is a painful submission, which understandable to why they're tapping out right away.
Yeah.
And it's also Ronda Rousey.
So what could happen is tag team match, her, Natalya versus Mickie James and Alexa Bliss once Bliss is done with Nia Jax.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
It's just a matter of when. Probably not at Backlash. The next pay-per-view after that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Moving over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
We have Miz debuting since the shakeup.
Yep.
Starts with his Miz TV. Talks about how he made the Intercontinental title what it is, being so monumental.
Bring prestige back to the Intercontinental Championship.
Which he did with the U.S. title too.
No, that was John Cena. With the John Cena U.S. Open challenges.
Well, yeah. Like, they're making the middle card title worth something.
They need to do some more work with the U.S. title to get it back to that point. But Miz wanted the Intercontinental title to be, if Brock's not there, the Universal Championship, all eyes should be on the Intercontinental Championship because that's the belt that's there every week.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like, you can't have someone be the head champ and not be on every week.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't do that. Which is why I never liked seeing Brock as champ.
Yeah, it doesn't end well because it ends with gaps.
Even Goldberg was on every week when he had the title.
Yeah.
He didn't always fight, but he was there every week.
Yeah. But yeah, Miz comes out and he wants to bring out Daniel Bryan because the week prior to that, Miz getting onto SmackDown in the first place was because Daniel Bryan has pull on SmackDown and he wants to punch the Miz in the face. Miz don't like that, wants him to come out to Miz TV and punch him in the face because he's a good guy now?
I have no idea.
Because he's a dad and he wants to bury the hatchet under a bridge?
Well, he's probably trying to set a good example for his month-old daughter.
Moon Sky? Velvet Sky?
Monroe
Sky. Got it. And then out comes Big Cass.
Yeah, Big Cass coming out. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah. He looks good in a suit, though.
Well, everyone does.
I don't know. He's a big man. Big men in suits. You don't see that very often, especially if he's 7 foot tall.
True.
We don't see that very... Like, we aren't going to see Braun Strowman in a suit anytime soon unless he's Brain Strowman.
I just don't understand. What does Big Cass have against Daniel Bryan?
In his eyes, he sees who he was before he became 7 foot tall, and he also sees that Daniel Bryan is kind of like a false public idol in that he looks like an average Joe. He looks like the guy that's taking out my garbage or cleaning my house. I look like the guy you look up to because I'm physically, yes. And then metaphorically, yes, because now I am on my own, I'm on SmackDown, and I just came back from a debilitating ACL injury, or MCL injury.
One or the other.
Yeah, but he's out for 6 to 7 months, and when he got cleared, Daniel Bryan got cleared. So he got no attention, basically. So he's mad at Daniel Bryan from taking away the spotlight, which is stealing Miz's thing. But
what I found really funny, though, was Tom Phillips. He still called Daniel Bryan the GM and then corrected himself.
Corey Graves didn't be like, "Shut up, Phillips."
I just found that really funny. Like, I heard it live. I'm like, former, you mean? Oh, I mean former GM. Like, there you go.
Corey Graves pulls out another pencil and throws it at him. Turns out his suit is just lined with pencils.
But in that interview, Big Cass kind of states that he will retire Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Which, again, having what you said, meaning like he's taking the spotlight from him, makes sense.
Yeah.
But like you can't. No one's gonna like him after that.
Well, I don't think he cares about people liking him as much as you can look up to somebody, but they can be a dick.
True.
So I think that's what he's going for. But then we later see Asuka and Becky Lynch walking backstage, getting ready for their tag team match. Gets the Iconics, and then that's where we see Daniel Bryan laid out.
Yeah, holding his shoulder.
Yeah.
In pain.
Yeah. Which, why wouldn't you aim for the head? Because I
go
would
for
take
the
him.
neck.
Yeah. His signature is a big boot. Just hit him in the face.
Exactly.
He's not a thinker.
He's gonna do it. Do whatever he can.
He's gonna do it. Bada bing. There's your pizza.
They don't have that gimmick anymore, Danny.
Oh yeah, he's a well-educated big man.
Yeah.
With horrible facial hair.
Yeah.
He needs to shave that. Shave the middle. Get a nice chin strap going.
Oh,
no mustache though.
No, he doesn't. Mustache doesn't work for him.
No.
So after commercial, they had Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Iconics, making fun of Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah. Saying that, so Charlotte beats the streak, we beat up Charlotte, she loses the title, so mathematically speaking, we're better than Asuka.
Which is false.
I mean, the math does exist, it's just whether or not it's valid.
It's accurate. It's not accurate.
Yeah.
So the tag match of Billie Kay, Peyton Royce versus Becky and Asuka.
Yeah.
Billie Kay mocking Asuka. Again, the match just... I wasn't feeling the match that much.
There was a little bit of overselling by the Iconics. Because,
bit, yeah.
they're a comedy act, essentially.
Pretty much.
So...
They talk too much.
Yeah. Like, if they could cut their promo down by, 30 seconds.
minimum.
Yeah. But there's a spot where, like, Asuka and Becky Lynch are beating up Peyton Royce. Billie Kay rolls into the ring, stands up, falls down, rolls back out. Because she's like, that doesn't look like something that's fun.
Yeah.
But the end of the match was cool. So Becky Lynch goes out of the ropes, is on the apron. She hits Billie Kay, but then Peyton Royce throws her into the ring post and then rolls her up for the pin. And then uses the ropes as leverage.
Yeah, the Iconics cheated to win.
Yeah, but that was a cool spot. I'd never seen that before.
True.
And you got to see a lot more features of the women's division.
Yeah, okay. So after that match, we had commercial. Coming back from commercial, we had AJ in an interview claiming that he will main event SmackDown in a 6-man tag match.
He said it was too sweet.
Hinting that he's bringing back the Bullet Club.
The club.
Bullet Club, same thing.
They call it the club because trademark-wise they can't use it. However, they do say Bullet Club. It's just they specifically are the club. If Finn was on SmackDown and they came out together, maybe they'd call them Bullet Club?
I'm considering the 4 of them to be Balor Club.
I don't know if that would work because then it overshadows AJ Styles.
Well, wasn't that what they were in New Japan? Was the Balor Club?
They were Bullet Club in Japan. That's why they can't use it.
Okay.
But on commentary, the whole point that they're making is Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, AJ Styles were the 4 founding members of Bullet Club. Now that they're in WWE, Bullet Club still exists in New Japan with different leadership and different members.
See, I don't like that.
But we essentially have Bullet Club. This is Bullet Club.
If you basically founded the name of it, you should be able to use it anywhere you go.
It's because of the merchandise that they move. WWE can't buy that. They'd essentially have to buy Bullet Club, which New Japan owns, and an active group can't function while still in another company. It's kind of like how the Clique was in the 90s with Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and X-Pac in WCW, and then you have Triple H and Shawn Michaels in WWE. DX and NWO were running shop during the Monday Night Wars. And they would too sweet each other on live TV each week. It's like Shawn Michaels would do that and call out big sexy Kevin Nash, and Kevin Nash next would too sweet look at the camera right back at JBK.
So it was the fact that the 6-man tag was the club.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I actually didn't know who they'd be facing.
Yeah, and then it revealed that it was going to be Nakamura and Rusev Day.
Yeah, that's a weird tag team.
Yeah, but
we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
After that interview, we had Bludgeon Brothers, Eric Rowan representing them, facing Jimmy Uso.
So they eliminated Rowan's first name. And then also, prior to that match, the Usos were backstage forming a strategy. Out comes Naomi, and basically the worried wife being like, I don't want you to face them. They're monsters. They're scary white men with beards, and they're going to kill you. It's like, no, I got this. And it led to the utter destruction of the Usos because they can't beat people that are 7 feet tall with hammers.
Which Naomi distracts Bludgeon Brothers with their entire entrance.
Yeah.
With the black light, the whole dancing and everything. They're just like, okay. What's gonna happen here?
Let me get comfortable.
Literally. Which is where Jay super kicks Harper to distract Rowan even more.
Mm-hmm. So then Rowan gets rolled up by Jimmy. 1, 2, 3, they beat the tag champions.
Which what can lead to them winning at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yes. Which I don't really see that happening.
Maybe not that, but
I don't know what's going on for Backlash. Because some of the matches that people are winning number one's contendership for are going to Backlash and not the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Like, it's such a weird time to be having some big event so close to a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because now you're getting promos set up for Backlash, now you're getting side promos set up for one-day events.
Yeah. Which is where Samoa Joe comes in handy, who flat out promotes both shows by saying, Roman, you're going to get destroyed by Brock, but for some miraculous way that you win the Universal title, I will be walking out Intercontinental Champion, and come Backlash, I'm going to walk away with the Universal title too. And what a sight that would have been. Wouldn't that be great? Samoa Joe just holding two of the biggest championships in wrestling, doing his strut to his stupid music with a towel.
Yeah. After that match, we had the women's contract signing.
Yeah. So Carmella addresses the fact that shouldn't the challenger be out here first, then the champion, and basically pissing off the crowd.
Even just to start that, she literally forcefully grabs the microphone out of Renee Young's hands.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually, like, mouthed something after that.
Oh, Renee, like, hey man, what are you doing? Shut up. Smacks her.
From what I actually saw on social media, they kind of did like a bubble text gif where like Carmella yanks the microphone out, zooms in on Renee's lips, and it's flashing out in the words, bitch. Which, I mean, I would be completely okay with.
Yeah. But yeah, Carmella shows a video package of her.
She's gloating that she's champion.
Yeah, but she shows the video package of her first winning Money in the Bank briefcase and then cashing in. And then she keeps showing it because the crowd isn't giving her the recognition that she deserves. And then Charlotte comes out at the third time to come to the contract signing.
Yeah. Signs it, gives the world famous woo right in Carmella's face. Carmella goes to lean in to do it back to her.
Yeah.
And Charlotte just smashes her face on the table.
Smashes her face on the table and then flips the table onto her.
And just walks out.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Yeah, if you're going to end it like that, the face outsmarts the heel.
Like, that's how things need to be, though. Like, if you're doing a promo in such a way like that, just, like, do 1-2 things.
Yeah.
Don't continue to brutally beat them in a way where it's going to bring someone else out to save them and mess with the storyline.
And then all of a sudden we have a tag team match because Teddy Long.
Oh, why are we bringing Teddy Long into this?
Because that was Teddy Long's famous thing where, okay, let's say it's JBL versus The Undertaker, but then somewhere else along the lines it's Booker T versus Orlando Jordan, and both men come out after their match to interfere in the Undertaker JBL match. Then Booker T's like, we're going to have ourselves a tag team match. And then everyone's like, again, dude, we did this last week. It happened every week.
All right. So after all that's cleaned up, we had Shelton Benjamin in the ring. I guess it was to offer an open match challenge.
Well, it was to have the match we were supposed to have last week, but then the match we had last week ended up happening this week.
Right, because they reverse thing where Jeff Hardy comes out, turning into Orton fighting him.
Yeah. and then yeah, it was a cool match between Shelton and Randy. I did enjoy it. There was a spot where he did the same knee thing he did to Jeff the week before. Instead of Randy being where Jeff was on top of the top rope and him running up the turnbuckles to knee him in the face, Randy was outside the ropes on the turnbuckle and then he kneed him in the face.
Yeah, and then near the end of the match, you see Jeff getting out of his chair because he was on commentary.
Yeah,
or at least sitting by them. I don't think he had a microphone.
My pet peeve. If you're at the commentary table, put on a frickin' headset.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to sell this match if you're not wearing a headset?
Exactly. So yeah, he gets up to. I don't even know why he got up exactly. But then he gets taken out by the knee from a masked man.
And Corey Graves says, "It's Wade Wilson. It's Deadpool."
I'm just like, shut up, Corey Graves. You don't know.
And then it's revealed it's one of the Singh brothers.
Yeah, you're stupid.
I don't know if that's the Singh brother that was still injured.
Maybe. I just don't see why they split up the Singh brothers. Like, they don't wrestle.
Right. Yeah, there was never a 6-man tag between Jinder and the Singh brothers.
Exactly.
Versus 3 other people.
Exactly. So, like, why did they split them up and only bring one to Raw?
Because so Randy could use up his finisher, and he drained of all of his stats.
He didn't even do a finish. He just kind of gave him like a shove.
No, he gave him RKO.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he RKO'd him, and then when he lost his finisher, he couldn't reverse Shelton Benjamin's finisher to have a double finisher.
Yeah.
He gave him a code breaker, but they call it like the it's like face and dirt or something like that. It's like basically instead of putting your knees in front of his face, what he does is he jumps up towards your face and drags your face down into the mat. Face plant.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3, he beats Randy Orton. So we could see kind of like a triple threat thing going on between Randy, Jeff, and Shelton after Backlash.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Because at Greatest Royal Rumble, Jinder gets his rematch clause against Jeff, but Randy has #1 contendership for the U.S. title going into Backlash. So whoever wins that match faces Randy, and then whoever wins that match, Shelton Benjamin can pick up the scraps, and then U.S. title for Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, it's up there. So after commercial, we had New Day advertising Bootios and Pancakes.
The Book of Booty, which is on bookshelves everywhere or stores that sell books or any stores of that manner.
Yeah. They got the Bootios in like champagne glasses. Like they're celebrating something. And then that's interrupted by the bar, who just kind of... What were they even doing there? Like
They just
there to interrupt the fun?
They don't like fun. They're like Baron Corbin, but much cooler and much more skilled.
Yeah.
And of course, Cesaro had to show off his braces. Because he no longer wears the mouth guard, but his teeth are still fucked up, so he needs some kind of alignment.
Yeah, he needs some sort of like resistance from having the teeth move again.
Yeah. And then Xavier Woods makes this good point after they do the whole "We are the bar." He puts his thumbs together and it's like, they come together and they form the bar? Like, what does this mean?
Yeah. After which of saying that, they take half the pancakes.
Yeah. He's like, man, you already touched them. Just take them and go.
Get out. Which after that, they had Renee Young standing out of Vince McMahon's office.
Shane McMahon.
Right, Shane McMahon.
Vince is in Gorilla.
He's still there, though. Like, he'll have his own office.
No, he's in Gorilla. Gorilla position. It's the thing after the curtains. So the first person, yeah, that's where he is. He does have an office, like, before production. Like, post and pre-production, he has his own office. But we were at Shane McMahon's office, and a very giggity AJ Styles comes out. Or no.
It was Daniel Bryan.
Oh, it was Daniel Bryan that comes out, looking cross.
Kind of in a sling with ice on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly just to announce that Cass is being a coward for attacking from behind.
Yeah.
And that they will fight at Backlash.
Right.
And then, again, where you said Samoa Joe comes on the screen.
Yeah.
That's when that takes place. Which, we're going into like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of not seeing any match. This is all back-to-back.
Yeah. And then we see interview segment with Shinsuke Nakamura and the Rusev Day.
I don't recall that.
But instead of it being a regular interview, we had Aiden English outside the locker room door being like, no, 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 no. No interviews with the press, and shuts the door in Renee's face.
Right. Yeah, and that's what started out the 6-man tag match, where it was Club versus Shinsuke and Rusev Day.
Yeah. A couple of cool spots in this match. Luke Gallows is really agile for a big man. Like, he gets his legs up there for super kicks and big boots.
Yeah.
Nerd!
The whole Rusev Day gimmick, I'm feeling is kind of good for Aiden.
Oh, it's great for Aiden because it makes it...
He hasn't had, like, a decent gimmick ever, really, because Vaudevillains wasn't really that good.
Vaudevillains worked in NXT. It couldn't work on main roster. It's the same thing with the Ascension. Mm-hmm. Except, when one of them went, they were like, okay, Aiden has something. Let's see what he can do. And so they took his singing act that he had in NXT, and they were like, where can we put this guy? Let's put him with Rusev. And then it was all about Rusev. Yeah. Boasting Rusev and still being someone that he can rely on.
Yeah, I feel like he's getting the airtime, he's getting the practice of fighting, he's becoming better than what he was when he was a vaudevillain.
Yeah, he's getting, shredded. He's a lanky guy, he's pale. He's basically Sheamus light.
Sure. Let's go with that. Just ending that match with Shinsuke giving another...
Kinshasa to Luke Gallows.
From behind, though.
Yeah.
That's deadly.
Yeah. And then AJ comes out to beat him up for hurting his friend. Classic Shinsuke. Low blow.
Low blow for the third week in a row.
He gets ready to hit him with a Kinshasa, but Carl Anderson just, does the security guard protecting the president from a sniper. He gets hit. And then Shinsuke looks at him, drags him over, does a second Kinshasa, and AJ Styles is helpless to watch.
Yeah.
And Corey Graves says, that's how you hurt a person. You don't go after the person, you go after the people closest to them.
Exactly, because he's going to feel bad that he didn't return the favor by taking the Shinkasa.
Yeah.
He just stood there and was like, I don't want to do it.
Or he's just like, I'm going to get you, Shinsuke, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You hurt my friend.
Overall, I do agree with SmackDown being the better show this week.
Yeah, better structure.
Better structure. You got less tag team matches.
Not just less tag team matches, but less of, okay, let's blend everybody's music together and see what happens. And I think that's what they're going to go for the tag team division is, instead of people debuting as tag teams, let's just put people together and see what works. Then we can, have them as a tag team. Kind of like how Sheamus and Cesaro ended up being T-Bar.
Yeah. They started out being horrible partners together.
Well, they hated each other.
Well, they were both going for... Weren't they both going for a title at the time?
First, they went in the best of 7 series. That was Mick Foley's first action when he became Raw GM. And the last match ended in a draw. And so Mick Foley was like, all right, I promised the winner of this opportunity at a championship. But since you both do the draw, we'll put you in the tag division. And that's when, they started butting heads, but they had that moment at Survivor Series.
Yeah. It's kind of just where they clicked.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, listen, I don't like your face or your hair or your accent. And then Sheamus like, well, I don't like your face or your lack of hair or your accent.
Even starting out when they combined their entrances, Cesaro still had the James Bond gimmick going, which I kind of like better.
Yeah, the rip-off suit.
Yeah, I like that better than what they're doing now.
Where it's
it's all Sheamus. It's all Sheamus.
But, Cesaro does the whole leaps under the arm, and he's all, hey, guys, because that was when they first started doing that, is everybody still liked Cesaro more, but now people like Sheamus because of, by relation.
True. With the whole, it goes under the arm.
Yeah.
Into the fusion from Dragon Ball Z.
Eventually, a smaller man is just going to jump through that opening between the two fingers and just pop out, and it's just like, fella! But with a Swiss accent.
That's where you bring Hornswoggle back.
Oh, God.
No, imagine that.
Torito from
yeah.
El Matadors.
Either
Los
one
Matadors.
Either one of them, just have them pop out from underneath.
Or just like the most jacked pancake guy from the New Day's entrance from WrestleMania. Whoever's in the best shape, that's who you pick.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the week of WWE.
Yep. Go home before Greatest Royal Rumble, which airs, so we're in Canada, so it should air either at 11 or 12 o'clock Eastern.
Are they doing a kickoff show for that?
I don't know. I don't think they've advertised it at all, because I'm pretty sure it's just the 7 championship matches, Triple H versus John Cena, and Rusev versus Undertaker in a casket match.
Obvious winner in that.
Yeah. The only matches that are 50-50 at this point is Roman Brock, AJ Shinsuke, and the Greatest Royal Rumble, the 50-man Royal Rumble.
I swear, if Roman loses again, they better not put him in that Battle Royal.
I think...
If he's number 50, to be in the Final Four at another Battle Royal Rumble mixture,
yeah,
the crowd's going to lose it.
It's going to be interesting to see the reaction he gets, because that's the whole thing, is the reaction Roman Reigns got at WrestleMania was really bad. So if we put him in this setting, Saudi Arabia, maybe the reaction will be better, because it's the first time. Like, they've done shows in Saudi Arabia before. It's just this is a big place. This is pretty much WrestleMania 2.
Yeah, where is it? Jeddah?
Yeah, it's in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you predicting for this?
For the Greatest Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
It would be hilarious if the last person was Vince McMahon. Or Hulk Hogan.
No, I can't see that happening.
Or I think Undertaker could show up in it. Because like
depending how early the casket match is.
And how fast he can do the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah, true.
Because it's not going to be a competitive match. I don't know why they're having it.
Chris Jericho would have been way better.
If they'd done it that way, then that would have been a competitive match, and Undertaker couldn't be in the Royal Rumble.
True.
Chris Jericho could, because he's Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
But I think WWE is just, they don't like it when guys like Rusev or Zack Ryder or Ty Dillinger get over naturally, so they put them in positions where they look weak to take away those chants, which sucks because they're over, do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
But because they're not Roman Reigns.
Think Daniel Bryan's going to be in it?
Oh, he's in it. Yeah, the people confirmed to be in it are Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, Chris Jericho, basically all of the mid-card. Okay. Anybody who's not in a championship match is essentially in it. Any of the NXT call-ups. There's going to be a couple of legends.
Oh, there has to be. They're having 50.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to have Rey Mysterio's confirmed to be in it.
Yeah.
So they're going to have multiple people that used to be in the company come back just for that match.
Yeah.
With Rey Mysterio being in this Battle Royal and the Royal Rumble,
yeah,
they've got to be hinting that he is returning.
The problem with Rey Mysterio right now is they want him on a full-time schedule, and he doesn't.
Well, he also kind of injured himself at the Royal Rumble.
I think he got injured afterwards, and that screwed him out of getting in. They were setting up a New Japan match. It was going to be him versus somebody from New Japan. He got hurt. That match got called off.
Okay.
So that's the problem is Ray doesn't... If it was as simple as what Chris Jericho does, shows up at Royal Rumble, works till SummerSlam, or shows up at SummerSlam, works till the Royal Rumble, and then comes back at Mania. If it was as simple as that, sign him and then he goes away. But give him, like, less tour dates. Like, you show up weekly, you show up with a monthly pay-per-view, do selective dates on tour, like how Randy gets weekends off.
Okay.
And people on SmackDown don't have to work Mondays. And people on Mondays don't have to work Tuesday.
No, they are working, though. They're just not on a live show. Like,
no. Well, like, that's what Dean Ambrose said on Stone Cold Podcast. He's like, people get a day off now. Like, instead of us wrestling Raw and SmackDown, now we have an in-between day between the Wednesday, Thursdays, Friday, Saturday shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying now. Okay. Well, then that concludes this episode.
Be sure to like us on YouTube.
We're also located on SoundCloud.
Oh, we are on SoundCloud.
Yeah, we are.
Yay, we're on SoundCloud. Download, like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends that like wrestling.
DDT Podcast. Look it up.
I'm Danny.
I'm Doug.
Thanks for listening.